Hello everyone, welcome back to Angela's Craft Room. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on this card for you using the Flourishing Phrases Bundle. So that's the card, and I just absolutely love this bundle. You can make your own flowers and it has this lovely flourish, but I want to show you the bundle first, so I'll pop the card aside. Now the bundle, the thinlits, this is the thinlits you get. So you've got a lovely border here, and you've got a large flower, a little flower there, some leaves, and then you've got this beautiful big flourish, and then there's a couple of smaller flowers. So you could really make a really nice card just with flowers. So I've made the card using the flourish. So next time I'll do it just with flowers, because the flourish does take up a bit of your card. Now this is the stamp set that you get in the bundle. So as you can see, you've got quite a lot of sentiments, which I really like about this set. The card, you know, it's got every sentiment that you'd really ever need. Then it's got the flourish in the stamp, the big flower, and a couple of leaves. And it's a really fabulous set. I really love it. I can't believe I haven't used it for so long. So to start with, I want to show you when you're cutting your thinlits through your Big Shot, because I've pre-cut them to save some time on the tutorial. But when you're cutting the thinlits, I'll just grab that flourish out, and it does come, if you do it this way with the precision plate and the sandwich I'm going to show you, it will cut out very easily. So you've got your Big Shot platform. This is the new Big Shot platform, not the one with the tabs. Then you've got your thin die adapter, which you pop on top. Then you've got your precision plate that you pop on top of there. Then you put your piece of cardstock down. Then you'd put your thinlet on there, and then you're just going to be using one clear plate, and you just put it through the Big Shot like that. Now when it comes out, it's going to be stuck to that. Alright, so then you'll need your foam pad and your die brush, and then if you place that on there and just go all over it, it will just pop out. I was one that didn't like cutting out thinlits very much, because they used to always get stuck. But since Stampin' Up have brought out the precision plate and the die brush, it's just fabulous. It's just, I use it all the time. So just a bit of a tip there, so you know. So we'll get started and make the card. So I'm going to start off with a piece of Night of Navy, which measures 11 inches long by 4 1/4 inches wide, and then we would score that at 5 1/2. And then using your bone folder, you just crease your edge there. So then I'm going to bring in a piece of Pear Pizzazz, and you're going to want to know what measurements that are. Sorry. So there's no magic to my measurements. I just keep going down by 1/4 inch or even smaller sometimes. But just for those that like me to give you the measurements, that's 5 1/4 by 4, and that's our next mat which we're going to work on. And then I'm using one of the new designer series papers for 2017, which is called Eastern Palace Specialty Designer Paper. It's got some beautiful papers in there. Now I'm going to just be popping my piece of designer series paper up there. So we'll just bring in the glue. And yes, I'm using multi-purpose glue. I use a lot of this now. I used to use snail, but I just like this because it just gives you those couple of seconds. You'd be sick of me saying it, but it does. It gives you those couple of seconds to move it if it's not quite straight enough. Now just smooth out a bit of a cotton bud. Just got a bit too much glue happening up that end. And down that end. Okay, so I'm just going to eyeball it. Not quite happy with where that's sitting, so I'm just going to press that down. Like that. Then we're going to bring in a piece of cardstock. It's going to sit across there. Just thinking how high I want it. Let's see with the flourish. Yeah. So it's just a piece of cardstock which is about 1 inch wide by 5 1/4 long, and that we're just going to glue that straight down across there. Now I did go ahead and make one flower ahead because I've layered the flower to give it more dimension on my card, but I will do a tutorial on the flowers and how I, using this particular stamp set, how I actually make the flowers. Spread that out a bit. And that's the border thinlet that I cut out, and I just glued that onto there just to save a bit of time. So I'm sure you didn't need to watch me glue that on. So then I'm just going to actually, I'm going to put it that way, and I'm just going to, should line it up a bit to the squares, and I'm going to put it so it's just covering the bottom of the designer series paper. So just press that down. I find if you turn it over and press it down, you're not going to get glue everywhere. So then I've got a piece of gold natural trim that I'm going to pop across there. Now those that know me, I don't put adhesive underneath my lace or ribbon. I put the tear and tape when I see where I want about there on the back of the mat, and I let it run right across. You don't have to, that's up to you, but just put that on and just pop that off. Now don't put that down on your grid paper because it will stick to it straight away because I've got the tear and tape on the back. So I just want it to go across the bottom of that thin 1-inch piece that I did. You can hear my fingers sticking to it. And then just straight as possible, let it grab the that, and then I just let it grab the tear and tape at the back. So it's looks quite effective. So we're doing that now. I'll just grab a scrap piece because you can see I've got a piece of tear and tape there that's exposed, not covered. So just what I like to do when I'm making my card is just stick a piece down there. The reason being, if that's exposed, when I turn it over, it's going to stick to my grid paper, so that I can work on it. So now with the flourish, so you can see the flourish, beautiful flourish that we cut out, that I cut out previously. Now with this particular card, what I did was, that is the full flourish cut out, but what I did, I cut off this piece because I wanted it to fit. I wanted it to fit down under here, and then it's going to go up to there, and using the wet glue, it won't stick very well onto the ribbon, but and then this is a flower. We'll go through this after, but this is a flower I made to go on there. And then I was thinking we might make another one just to go up there. So we'll glue this down first. Now you don't have to put glue over the whole thing. This is why I pre-cut and did a bit of gluing before coming on. Now you just want it to grab when you're putting it down. Just want it to adhere to your cardstock. So I'm trying just to put real little bits of glue on. Otherwise, if you put too much glue, it's going to all seep out over your card. Okay, so just a little bit on that daub. Then it's got a bit too much glue on that one. And I missed that leaf there, it hasn't got any glue on it. Now I've got a big blob of it on there. just pick that up and I'll just spread it over the corners of the leaf, just hopefully so it'll stick down. So we're just going to, so I want it to go right down to that corner, so I suggest you hold it up and just let it find its way. And then just turn it over and give it a really light rub. You don't need very much glue on that flourish at all because you don't want it oozing out everywhere. And if you do get a bit of glue on it, you just let the glue dry and then you can remove it with an eraser. Okay, so hopefully I pre-made the sentiment. So from the same stamp set I used Daffodil Delight, and I stamped it on Whisper White with basic black archival ink. So I will apply that just with some snail, but I want to get it right in that corner. With my previous card, what I did was I stamped the sentiment first, and then I worked the flourish around it to make sure that it would fit. So that's what we've got so far. So when you cut everything out first and just decide where you want everything, then I'm going to bring in the flower that I made. And seeing we're going to try and do 2 flowers, I might actually go a bit lower because I can put the other one on with dimensionals. Now I'll show you how I make the flowers, but we'll just glue this one down. Now because I've curled up the edges, I don't want glue right on these edges because I want them to sit out, so I only really need to put glue on the middle. And you don't need much. So I'm going to pop that so that can go down there, and just looking for my bone folder. As I hold that down, I'm just going to lift very gently the outside petals of the flower. That's the big flower underneath, and then the little yellow petals. And this is how you get it to pop off your card. I don't know why it's taken me so long to use this stamp set because I absolutely love it. Now we're just going to do, I did 3 layers of flowers there. This one we'll just do 2 for time's sake. So to start with, we need to glue this piece onto the Daffodil Delight. So just dab your glue in the middle. Oh, I did forget to do something, but never mind. So what I normally do is get my bone folder and I just gently curl up my edges. I won't be able to do it with the white piece because I've already put glue on there, but that's okay. You don't have to do this. Like that. Then I'm just going to lining up the 2 circle holes in the middle as best I can. And then I'm just going to lift up those petals. Just hold the center because the glue won't take too long. That's why if you need to move it, you need to move it straight away. Okay. And then we're going to put a metal rim pearl from Stampin' Up. These are wonderful, these pearls. They're adhesive. And I think I'm going to put a really big one in the middle there. That was a good catch. And I just want to make sure I get it right in the middle. Just press that down, right in the middle. So then we're going to bring our mat back in. And I might grab some dimensionals just for something different. I don't want the dimensionals to be shown through. I think I'll get away with that. I think just having one dimensional won't give it too much. So then I'm just going to so that's that done. And once again, just pulling up your flowers. I love making my own flowers. So that's that. Then we're just going to bring in our navy, Night of Navy, and pop that on there, and we're going to be finished our card. Okay, so it's a bit sticky there. So on the back where the ribbon is, I will put some tear and tape because the glue just won't stick to the ribbon, but just got to be careful when we're putting it down. So I'll just put some glue on the back. So it's not a time-consuming card if you just work out what colours you want to use and get everything cut out, ready to go. I like to cut everything out and place it on the card and work out where I wanted to go. I wasn't sure whether I was going to use two flowers, but I think it's quite nice. I just wanted to do something a bit different to the first card I did. And then we just eyeball that down. Now I'm not going to turn it over and press it down from the back because I don't want to squash my flowers. So when I go off camera, I'll most probably just add some little pearls like I did on this first one, but I'm not going to make you watch me do that. You can do that. So Stampin' Up has these lovely card of pearls, which has 1, 2, 3 different sizes, and then we've got the 3 runners that you can use. But that's the card for today. So this is the original one. Just come in a bit. Okay, so this was my original one, this one. And then just by using different, go out a bit. So just by using different colours, and with this one we did 2 flowers. Instead of this one we did 1 flower. So I hope you enjoy that tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Happy crafting!